I understand why Myles Garrett would request a trade based on all of the things that have happened with the Cleveland Browns and all of the things that probably are not going to be able to happen in order to make them competitive. I mean, think about it. They have the albatross that is Deshaun Watson. You know, Troy Aikman said that very, very well. And
he used the word albatross?
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Yes.
Way to go.
And you know what? I mean, we don't know what they're going to be able to do at quarterback.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to pick one at 2. I don't know if one is worth picking at 2.
Yeah, I know.
So that really hurts you. And then, you know, what else is going to be with the roster? Are you going to bring back Nick Chubb?
Right.
And is he still going to
not.
be Nick Chubb?
No.
Which is really unfortunate
Exactly.
because he's
He
one of
was
the best
awesome.
players in franchise history, too.
Right,
So
right.
I get it from Myles Garrett's standpoint. I really do.
Totally. I don't get why you're a fan of the Browns. That's what we really got
It's
to
in my
question.
blood, man, because my mother took me to Browns games when I was in the womb.
Yeah?
It was my birthright that Art Modell took away from me and put in Baltimore. And
What
so
year were
now
you born?
1991.
1991. Okay, so you missed the 80s and some of those
I did,
heartbreakers.
yes.
Right.
But at least they got to the AFC
They
Championship
did.
game.
They did.
Yeah.
That was the good old days.
Never been to a Super Bowl.
Thank you. I know, but I have. So
Better-
it's okay.
Better to not go at all or to go and lose 4. That's a debate Myles and I could have.
Yeah,
I don't
explain
know.
that. You tell me.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
wouldn't know that feeling as a Giant fan. I don't know. We're 4-1 in Super Bowls. So I don't know.
Yeah.
No big deal. No big deal.
It's nice
So,
to win, isn't it?
what do you think the Browns will do about this? What do you think Jimmy Haslam will ultimately do? Will he give in to Myles Garrett, or will he basically do what Mike Brown did to Carson Palmer 14 years ago and say, sit home, we're not trading you. If you don't want to play, don't play?
I think the Browns first are going to try to work this out with money, right? And that's the first thing that they should do, right? Give him more money, try to give him that third contract. Andrew Berry has basically signaled that they're going to try and sign him to a new deal, you know, and he's used this line, we expect Myles Garrett to go from Cleveland straight to Canton, which then, you know, if you notice today, Myles Garrett had that line in his statement, which to me says, okay, you want to talk about Cleveland to Canton? Yeah, shove that right up, you know where,
Yeah.
right?
You know, I never thought about that. You're exactly right. That
Yeah.
line was basically to say he ain't worried about that right now.
Right.
You know, I want to win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
And that'll take me to Canton.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
he's already going.
He is already going.
You know,
You're right.
like
Doesn't matter.
he
You're
has
right.
a Hall of Fame resume
Yep.
if he stopped playing tomorrow. So
Agreed.
That, you know, I understand. Like he said, you know, I get wanting to compete for Super Bowls. That's how you cement your legacy. So whether it is he stays with the Browns because they pay him enough money to feel happy about it, or it's okay, you know, even though we're saying we're not going to entertain trade offers, somebody comes in and they overwhelm us, maybe that changes things. But I think the Browns want to keep him for sure.
Will he be able to come back from the public request for a trade if they would throw enough money at him to make this okay? I don't think it's about money.
I don't think it is either.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But if they would Browns fans say, okay, we get it. We know
Oh,
why you did
gosh,
it. Welcome
yeah.
back. We're just glad you don't want to leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, the majority of Browns fans that I have talked to today have been like, yeah, I totally get why he doesn't want to be there anymore. You know, because it's, well, how is Myles Garrett supposed to trust the fact that the Browns, who have messed this up royally,
Yeah, royally.
right?
Right.
How is he supposed to trust that they're going to get it right,
Right, exactly.
within his time
Right.
frame, that he can still be a good enough player to help them win a championship?
Yeah.
So Browns fans are more like, hey, Myles, we get it, man. Then,
That's good.
Oh, no, like, why would he do this? Like,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
I
no,
think
come
people
on.
get
Wait
it.
3 years before
Yeah,
we get good
right,
again, and
yeah.
then your career will be over,
Yes.
and maybe you can, you know, play with us in the playoffs. Yeah, he doesn't want that.
If they
I don't think
play
it's about
this
money.
the right way, and if they can manage the cap hit, which is going to be a big if,
Yes.
they can replenish a lot of the picks they lost for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
They can.
But you can never, ever,
No.
ever replace a guy like
No.
Myles Garrett.
No.
It's like Aaron Donald with the Rams. You trade that guy, and it's, okay, well, maybe we can pick up some of the production. Right, you lose that guy, it's okay, maybe we can pick up some of the production. Right, the Rams had Jared Verse and Braden Fisk, and like they still weren't quite as good as Aaron Donald, right?
Yeah.
Because that guy is generational. It's the same thing with Myles Garrett. You can't replace what he means to that franchise.
But if he's serious about it and he doesn't show up, and your choice is don't have him at all and
Right.
get no compensation, or get compensation and set him free, it's going to be a difficult one. And we were talking earlier about how the cap hit works. They might want to wait until after June 1. It becomes more palatable from a cap standpoint, but he's got an $18 million option bonus due, so you got to pay extra money to engineer a better trade. They probably are better off doing it before the option bonus comes due, but we'll see.
Or maybe he says hold the bonus and they just
maybe he could agree to something where you delay the date when the bonus is due to facilitate a trade.
Right.
Why not? You get the money anyway. That's a good point. Well done.
Thank you.
You have an easier way to get a path out of town. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.